Hello my friends, what is up and welcome back to my channel where we talk about literally everything, and I also happen to be a nurse, so I talk about that too. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for clicking on this video, and if you are returning, I am excited that I was entertaining enough to draw you back here. Honestly, I really just want to jump into this video because I feel like I have so much to say, but I hate when I watch videos that are far too long for what someone's trying to explain. So I'm gonna try and hit the down and dirty of it all. I have had acne since I can remember, since puberty, like 12 or 13. I remember getting breakouts, and I feel like I have tried literally everything. So rapid fire, we are gonna kind of go through all of the things that I've tried and all of the things that unfortunately did not work for me. So I got on birth control young. That did help my acne some, but it did not cure my acne. I also started going to see an esthetician when I was like 13 or 14 and got facials pretty consistently. Both of these things helped but did not fix the acne that I was dealing with. Because I was so young, we equated it to just being a normal part of growing up and didn't really look further for anything. I did try topical things here and there. Honestly, it was all things that you could just grab off a Walmart shelf, but it was really just like, okay, you're 14, everybody has pimples when they're 14, like it will work itself out. Fast forward a couple years, I'm like 16 and still really struggling with acne. So I played lacrosse and wore goggles, so we equated the acne to then being like gross and sweaty, and I would get it right through this area. So we were like, okay, this is why you have acne. Again, still using kind of Walmart shelf things, but I did finally go to my regular doctor about my acne. She had prescribed me a couple different antibiotics, 2 different antibiotics, and topical ointments and creams and stuff. So I think I tried like 3 or 4 topical things and 2 antibiotics, and this did not help. Mind you, I was still on birth control at this time, so the birth control was not helping very effectively in changing anything about my acne. Fast forward a little bit more, I finally went to see a dermatologist. She was fantastic, and all I dreamed about at this time in my life was being on Accutane. And she was like, we can absolutely put you on Accutane. You have tried absolutely everything that you need to try to be able to be a candidate for Accutane, so let's do it. So I went monthly, I took Accutane, got monthly blood level checks for different things, and a pregnancy test. The Accutane worked, my skin was clear and beautiful, and I felt like a baddie. I was like, oh, skin, clear, lovely. It did not last. The time frame that you are on Accutane is usually a year-ish. Sometimes people need a little bit more, sometimes people need a little bit less. I had been on it for about 8 months. Towards the end, my skin did start getting clear, which was fantastic. It stayed clear once I stopped the medication for about a year, maybe 9 months to a year. Unfortunately, my acne did come back. At this point, I was getting ready to graduate high school. I had tried other things. I was still on birth control, not changing much, and I was like, this is crazy. I just kind of thought that acne was going to be a part of my life forever, and it still is if you recognize the friend that is joining me on my face. So jump ahead a little bit more. Corey and I moved to Germany. I'm about 19 or 20 at this time and still really struggling with my skin. Nothing is helping it. I'm trying all these over-the-counter things. It's not changing anything. I tried changing my diet. Didn't help. I tried cutting out dairy. But listen, you can only not eat so much cheese. That's not a fair... That's for another video. But I like cheese. So I was not successful in really cutting out the dairy or changing my diet exponentially. I then decided to go back to a dermatologist and see what else we could do. He also recommended Accutane again. And I was like, okay, it cleared my skin last time. Maybe it just wasn't enough Accutane. Let me try again and see how well it works this time. Maybe I need a longer duration. Maybe I need a little bit more, whatever. So let's try it. What do I have to lose? And it was fine. But Accutane has a lot of side effects, and I really wouldn't recommend it to someone trying to fix their acne because it's not going to cure the problem. So I did Accutane again, suffered the side effects, which were like dry bones, dry everything. My mouth would get so dry, I would like bleed on the side. It was not a fun time, but I was 19 or 20 and vain and wanted to be beautiful. No, I'm just kidding. The acne really hurt a lot. Even doing something like sleeping was kind of painful. My skin was so inflamed and so red, and I was overall not having a very good time. So I finished this course of Accutane, and it does indeed take all my acne away. After I completed the course of Accutane, my acne came back with a vengeance. Like, you can't get rid of us. And I was like, oh no, this is terrible. When I finished the last course of Accutane, I'd gotten off birth control and my face was like, you're insane. And it broke out everywhere. So no Accutane and no birth control now. And my face is exploding. It hurt so bad and I was so uncomfortable. I didn't want to go to the store. I didn't want to go anywhere without makeup on. And then I would put makeup on and still not feel much better about myself because my skin was so heavily textured. I was like, this sucks. I'm just gonna stay in my house. And it honestly had a big effect on me. I was pretty upset about the condition of my face and I felt so judged. So I started looking into all of these things about how I could cure my acne and what I could do, blah, blah. I spoke with a friend who was on a specific birth control that really helped her acne like cease, and she had no issues. Around her cycle, she would get a little bit, but that was it. So I was like, I'm gonna go back on birth control, which I would not recommend doing if acne is the sole reason you're on birth control. And that's what I was doing, which for me doesn't feel like it was maybe the best decision in hindsight. But anyway, I went back on birth control, my skin did clear up, and I was happy with that. Skipping forward a few more years, Corey and I moved back to America. I am still on birth control, but I am a raging bitch. And I was like, maybe this has something to do with the birth control I'm on. This isn't the best idea for me. Birth control has always affected me that way every time I've been on it, and I didn't really recognize that until later. I didn't want to be a mean or hateful person because I was on birth control and like couldn't control the emotions I was having. So I decided it was time to get off birth control. This was the beginning of last year. I got off birth control and slowly but surely my acne came back again. And it sucked. It hurt again. My face was so sore and so inflamed, and I was trying to come to terms with the fact that I was going to live with acne on my face for the rest of forever. I decided I would again see a dermatologist. And this time, this past December, she recommended spironolactone. This is a potassium-sparing diuretic that helps with the male hormone or androgen hormones in our bodies, and it has helped my skin ridiculously. I usually would never take a video without makeup on because I'm still insecure about the way that my skin looks and the bags under my eyes. I don't want to look tired. I don't want this to live on the internet forever and people click on it and say, oh my gosh, what is wrong with her face? And I have to remember like, oh, that's just my face. It took a lot for me to want to post this video, but I feel like it's super important to inform people what works, what doesn't, and how it's kind of changed the way that I feel about myself and the way that I feel about my skin. Ultimately, I want you to remember that everyone is way too busy being the main character of their own story to be even moderately concerned with the way that you look or what you're wearing or how your face looks or if you're breaking out or whatever. And if they are judging you, that is a bigger tell of who they are rather than who you are. So remember that the next time you stop wearing something that you like because someone else doesn't, or you're fearful of being open about something that you've dealt with because of the judgment you may face. Because ultimately, living authentically and being yourself is the most beautiful thing that you can do. And I think that we should live that way a little bit more. If you are doing anything today, whether you're struggling with your skin or whatever it may be for you, be kind to someone. Anyway, in conclusion to this video, spironolactone has helped my skin so much. I'm gonna include pictures as I go through this video and show you really what my skin was like from where I was to where it is now. And I'll show you now a little bit of a close-up of where my skin is. I'm trying to make sure it's in frame. So this is what my face looks like Me 5 years ago would not be comfortable at all like showing this to people or sharing this with anyone, but my skin has healed so much and it looks so much better, with the exception of these nice little guys on my face right now. I don't have a lot of complaints. There's still a lot of texture. My skin does not look as smooth in person as it does on the camera right now. Ultimately, I'm pretty happy with it. So yeah, that's a little bit about me and my skin journey, my friends. I would always recommend seeing a dermatologist or an esthetician to accurately diagnose what kind of acne you're dealing with and to get the right solutions for you. In all of this, remember that you are beautiful regardless of how your face looks. You are allowed to feel fantastic in whatever skin you're in, makeup or no makeup. And remember that other people's judgments are a reflection of them, not of you. Okay, my friends, that is all that I have for you for this video. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about me and my face. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment down below or message me if you'd like them answered more privately. I am so happy to help with anybody going through the same thing that I've gone through. I also love skincare. Like, though it may not look like I know what I'm doing, I love skincare. I'm obsessed with skincare products and would love to help you figure out what works for you and what doesn't, though I'm not like licensed to do that. I'm not an esthetician and I'm not a dermatologist, so I can't fix you, but I can just tell you what I use and what works for me and the products that I am currently loving. So anyway, thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. I'm so happy that you are on this journey with me. If you have a second, go ahead and leave a like or a comment down below. Subscribe if you feel drawn to it, and I will see you in the next video.